So this week we have a special compilation episode going through our album cover discussions where we go through multiple different artist album covers and discuss the meaning behind the art, behind the title, and how it connects the whole album together. So usually we do a compilation of our freestyles. This time we're changing it up, doing a little different, doing a compilation of actually talking about the album covers. That part was really important to me in the episodes that we do because nobody really talks about the album cover, and it is a work of art. It is, in my mind, kind of like this art gallery of, there's a lot of communicating that goes on through the album covers that we don't really discuss. And that was a big part when you'd get media and stuff. You're looking at the album cover and you're taking it all in with the album title. And to me, when you do an album breakdown, most album review channels miss that. So to me, that was kind of important to throw in here. So we're doing a compilation this time to just go to recap on the album covers that we have covered. But yeah, so check this out. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on the album cover, and maybe we missed something. Or if there's a story behind something that we missed, let us know. Or your ideas on the album title too. That to us matters. You guys add to the conversation. So let us know in the comments what you think.
Pretty dope. We'll talk a little bit about it, the cover of this album, At the Speed of Life. Just going to describe it for those who are listening through the podcast. You have a picture of Exhibit. He's like kind of he has his palm over his fist.
Like a prayer pose, kind of.
Sort of like a prayer pose. He's kind of thinking or looking at you like he's thinking of his next move, maybe.
That's the Carmelo Anthony cornrows.
Yeah, he has cornrows,
Syracuse
fresh.
Cornrows.
It looks like he's in Los Angeles at this point. There's a picture of the freeway. Yeah, it even says, I think, either San Bernardino or Fernando, I think. No, San Bernardino.
San Bernardino 10 freeway.
10 freeway.
That's a 10.
So you see the traffic zooming through, and then playing to the speed aspect of At the Speed of Life. And then you have his logo in the top right corner, Exhibit. And again, it matches. I mean, like I said, the chainsaw thing, sharp, it's rugged. And then you have in the far distance, the opacity's kind of lowered, but he's also kind of overlooking the freeway as well.
Oh yeah, yep, you can see him.
Oh yeah, even at the top of his head, you see blur lines and kind of going into the At the Speed of Life. Not only there, but you do have the brake lights being streaked out on the freeway as well.
Yeah.
So just even that font. At the Speed of Life, There's this canceled Fox show called Fastlane with Bill Bellamy. Looks exactly like that crap.
Oh wow,
that's funny.
Yeah.
So
At the Speed of Life.
So what do you think of the title and the meaning as far as this album goes? What do you guys? How do you connect that?
I would say it's kind of like, I would say maybe Out of Control. I would say maybe like. Trying to gain some control with his life kind of being chaotic in this space where, he's firmly in his rap career. This is his first album, his first chance to make it, and a lot's going on. It's like literally moving at the speed of life. So rather than the speed of sound or the speed of light, he says, no, the speed of life.
I like that play.
You know what I mean?
The common phrase is the speed of light. Yeah, and you change that to life.
So it's like at the speed of my life, at the speed of what's going on.
Yeah.
Me, having a child, me starting my rap career.
And he's also conscious that we have a limited time. So it's like he has to do things fast in order to accomplish things and get it done because time's flying. So
yeah, time's always going quick it's always going quick, man. It's like there's a lot of validity like that. Some people may be like, man, it takes a long time for this. Like, well, if you're living life, it goes quick.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So,
and he spits some bars that I feel like he meant to have a long lasting, to be here beyond him, so that in aspect to all of this is dope because that means that he is conscious of his limited time and he's trying to, do everything as fast as he can and to make his mark. And then he knows he's going to have to pass the mantle to his son and all that.
Right.
So that even is dope. But a young Exhibit, I mean, I don't think there's a better time, lyrically, to catch Exhibit. And then at a young Exhibit, like this is the beginning. 40, what was it? Ali, his second album after this was
After
40
this 40
days,
days, 40 nights.
40 days, 40 nights. Sick,
Nuts.
man. The evolution, it just got better. Better. What you see is what we get. Epic track,
Love that
epic
song.
music video. That music video.
Oh, that was crazy.
With Flavor Flav in it, he's dabbing the alcoholics, like his crew. We didn't even get to talk about that, but he was kind of in this circle with the alcoholics. He was introduced to them, so he then became in this crew, the Liquids crew.
Yeah.
Sick name, like sick idea and concept, and I like their style. They're very playful. And they're just kind of carefree, and it's like, it's just dope. They're vibing. Really, that's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And Exhibit's there, and he dubs himself as the, what was it? He dubs himself as the, like, not chaotic one, but the more troubled one of the Licks crew or something like that. So you can see how he even realizing, all the crazy stuff that he's been through.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's trying to get it together, but he knows, like, he hasn't forgot what he's come through.
Yeah. And with the cover on that, with the cover showing the 10 freeway and showing like the LA freeway, it's a lot of people would get the idea that
West Coast. He's from West Coast as well.
absolutely.
Yep. I mean, I thought he was West Coast.
Making that clear.
Let's talk about the album cover.
Man.
The album cover of Public Enemy, for those who are listening through the podcast, it has the Public Enemy logo at the very top center. It's in yellow and green. So the Public Enemy is in yellow. And then there's like a green underline or underscore to Public. And then to the right of that, you have their logo, which is a scope of somebody who's the Public Enemy. Then in the picture, you have Chuck D and Flavor Flav. Fly as hell,
Man.
and they're in jail, put in a cell, which represents, some of what they talk about in their album, which is where they feel like they're being oppressed in the sense of like the industry, in the sense of the government, in the sense of just as mankind.
What I love about them in this cover is they're in jail, but they don't look remorseful at all.
No.
They look like, yeah, we did it.
Yep. Yeah.
So what? We
That's
do
a
it
good
again.
point.
Like
Yeah.
that's what their energy is giving me on this album
Dope
cover.
point.
It's like, yeah, we know what we did it, and we'll do it again. That's what I'm getting from their whole vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then on the cover, it has the title of the album, which is a long title, but we've seen pretty long titles before.
Oh yeah.
It takes a nation of millions to hold us back, which is already a profound.
Their
album
titles
title.
are just, I mean,
Yeah.
what was the first one? Yo Bum Rush the Show.
Yeah, that was
you
a
got
sick
this
title.
one.
Fear of a Black
Fear
Planet.
of a Black Planet. Like,
that was a sick
really?
one.
Like to put
Dude,
that.
and that cover's dope too.
Yep, that's
that
a dope
cover's-
cover.
yeah.
I mean, they are so unapologetic about who they are and what they represent. That's what makes them so dope.
This is going to be one of those album covers where you're just like, yeah, it's memorable. It's all of what you want, especially with the idea of what your group stands on.
Yeah.
It's you got them in jail, as Ali mentioned. Just we did it. And just understanding that, hey, it's going to take a lot of people to hold us back, just the group. And take millions of y'all to hold us back.
Us back.
Yeah.
You got them. It's just
He had mentioned a quote. I'm going to paraphrase it, but maybe you guys can look it up if you're really interested. Regarding this title, I think he was asked a question to kind of what that meant, and he said something to the likes of, "Yeah, because there's a million motherfuckers that are like holding you back as far as like." Like I was mentioning, the government, the industry, people, like in work environment, like there's all these kinds of people that are like kind of like in a way to trying to hold you to reach your potential.
Yeah.
And it's speaking to that enemy that they're fighting, and I thought that was dope because it's so relatable on so many different levels of just kind of fighting that force that's opposing you, trying to suppress you.
We can actually relate to that here on the show because it's going to take a million people not subscribing to hold us back.
We just break the fourth wall.
There you go.
The fourth wall.
I forgot to mention, Chuck D is also wearing a Raider hat, which is a very iconic one.
That was the hat of the day.
Ice Cube wore that hat.
Dude, Flavor Flav also too, I forget to mention while we were talking about him, he's the one figure in hip hop along with Slick Rick.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
Bishop Don Magic Juan, as these guys are that are always on.
Yeah.
You never see them outside of what they're like. They always look fresh, clean.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen Slick Rick without looking nice.
Never.
Yeah.
Flavor Flav looking presented as he always is.
When they accepted the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Flavor Flav said something. He goes, "This is going to be the last time you see me," and he's like pointing at the clock. With this particular clock, because the next time you're going to see me is going to be
a whole different one.
Yeah.
Like this is
like
just
to
who
your
I
point.
am.
Yeah, they're always on.
Yeah, I think even at his roast,
Yeah, he had a rose too.
the roast is so good.
Hilarious.
I forgot about that,
dude.
Was it Cat Williams hosting it?
He talked about it. Yeah, he was there.
I think one of the something Ross. I forget the homeboy's name.
I know the
He
roasting
says he's
king.
like, ladies and gentlemen, he's all like, as much as you guys would like to believe, this isn't an open casket for James Brown. This is the roast of Flavor Flav. And this is like right after James Brown passes away. This isn't an open casket for James Brown.
Yeah. Quick story because we brought up the roast. Quick story.
Go ahead.
Now, Cat Williams did a stand up on it, and he was talking about how mean and harsh and cruel the jokes were. He was like, "Man, I felt so bad for Flavor Flav." He said they called him all kind of crispity, crunchity, crackety coons, and I just felt terrible. And when I approached him afterward, he didn't look sad at all. And I said, "Flav, how are you not mad or sad or upset? They called you all kind of crispity, crunchity, crackly coons." And he said, "Well, they gonna call me those names? They got to pay me, boy." He said, and that is a man that is in tune with his star player.
Yes.
He knows who he is.
Yeah.
So he don't let none of that get to him.
All right, so let's talk about this album cover now. So we got section 80, the album
Yes.
cover. I'm going to describe it for those who are listening in on the podcast. So you have looks like a nightstand next to the bed, maybe. Mm-hmm. And on that, he has a lot of stuff that that he might use in his life, or things that are representing or symbolizing things, the lifestyle that he's come up from the 80s, from Generation Y. Those things entail the Holy Bible. There's an Optimo with some weed coming out of it, a lighter. There's some medication pills, prescription pills that might be, taken or showing just the tolerance of medications being taken. There's some jewelry. There's a pipe. There's some mail, and there's a pamphlet that says Section 80. Almost kind of a double play there. Section 8, for just the the housing community, and then also, but 80 representing the 80s.
80s babies.
80s babies. And then there's some like makeup there. There's like a clip full with some ammo. There's some 20s or, some petty cash there. And then there's this, I don't know if it's a wallet. There's some sort of there's some condoms, I believe.
Yep, it's a pack of condoms.
And something else there in the middle. And then, some books as well. I can't read what those books are though. Maybe the Laws of Power on one of them. I can't tell.
Yeah, it's hard to make out.
So, and then TDE in the bottom left corner for Top Dog Entertainment. Thoughts about everything we're seeing here?
It's taking you on kind of just a snapshot of the journey of the album.
Yeah.
You're talking about sex, violence, but you got the Bible in there as well. Yeah. So we're talking about somebody that's like definitely got some type of awareness spiritually, even though they may be dealing with some other issues, whether it be drug addiction, violence, being in the gang, maybe a sex addiction. Like you got all these different avenues that contribute to, the highs and lows of our generation. That's kind of how I look at
It's
it.
crazy how he got all these little minute things that represent such bigger adversities we face in life.
Yeah.
These are like just minimal things that like somehow represent these big themes.
Oh, I know that book.
Oh, what is it?
That's the book that's under the Bible.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the Art of Seduction.
Art of Seduction, yeah.
Art of Seduction, Robert
I know
Greene.
that cover.
Now, I don't know that book. I didn't read that book.
All of a sudden,
This is
he knows the
ladies,
art of
ladies.
seduction.
Ladies, I didn't read that.
Yep, I've seen that before.
Don't read into it. But I just know it. That's the Art of Seduction,
That is the
Robert
Art of
Greene.
Seduction. yep.
Crazy.
Ali told me that.
Before the show.
I know before the show. Yeah, I mean, so on the serious tip, the Art of Seduction is pretty much like the 48 Laws of Power. It's going to give
Seems
you
like you know a lot about it.
hey, I mean, you know a thing or two, I didn't.
No Diddy.
So yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's the Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, but the same author of the 48 Laws of Power.
Okay, this is the same author. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's a book that just gives you historical examples of when high figures in history, use their art of seduction to either, entice historical figures to persuade them to do whatever.
That's kind of on the theme of To Pimp a Butterfly, because he was talking about the influence of your power. Like, are you going to use your power for good or bad?
Yeah.
That's interesting that theme kind of carries over.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for lending me that book, Isaiah.
You still have that book, right? Anyways,
I put the blame on Ali and then you.
everybody but Mark
you
has this
described
book.
it?
Yeah, but he's just the one that described it.
Oh, I know the book.
So overall, this reminds me of, I think even Lupe Fiasco did something on food and liquor. He had things that represented his life. What else did he have? He had like the Quran.
Yeah, everything in the background for sure. Yeah.
He had like a
sidekick.
He had the sidekick on there.
Even in the cool, you could see that he still had
a Tamagotchi, I think he had, or something. I don't know.
well, I was saying even in the cool, like you could see the Arabic writing that he had as well in the background. So it was like there's a lot of attributes of like, you want to. In each album cover that you do, if you really want to put your idea across, you're gonna have things that have influenced you, and you don't put those things into the frame.
Very theatrical too,
unless you're really behind those ideas. So with the Holy Bible and the Art of Seduction, I mean, like, hey, look, like even seduction, what reels the audience in,
right?
What entices the audience besides, like
choose
the
your
shot.
vice. Choose your vice.
Correct.
Right.
Like this, we have a shotgun shell here. We got a metal jacket of bullets there. It's gonna be. You got the Jimmy hats too. I mean, like, what are we gonna do? Like,
right. You're gonna get in some debauchery.
He's
you're gonna
literally
get in some crime, maybe. Like,
he's literally giving you the variety pack of what's gonna entice you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's very, I was going to say, it's very theatrical. Even the the HD nature of it, and the color tint, like it all feels like it's in a movie.
Yeah.
So, and then that's one thing about Kendrick Lamar I wanted to mention. Very cinematic.
Oh, for sure.
When you listen to his albums, you feel like they could become plays later on.
Absolutely.
Like they feel like, how Master Ace is starting to do like scripts and all that from his albums. Like it feels like it's in that realm where Kendrick Lamar could even later do something like that.
Right.
So I think that was also dope. I was trying to think of the play that's really famous that
Hamilton?
Yeah. On that level, but as an MC though.
Yeah.
Because Hamilton's a bit different because he's not really like an MC. He's kind of like a little bit on the edge of that, but Kendrick is a full-on MC.
Homeboy's bringing hip hop to the mainstream, which is cool.
Yeah,
so Hamilton.
Mark has his
Hamilton's
most
getting Hamilton's getting his prop.
It's like if Drake is hip hop to you. You know what I mean?
I like I mentioned before. It's like I'd rather have someone from the hip hop scene bring Hamilton to the forefront versus like homeboy that's done Moana and like whatever.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So yeah.
So dope album cover, pretty simple, but very like deep at the same time.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, especially like with me, it touches the variety pack of like if you're going to be street level, and then even if you go to the other extreme of the Bible and to the Art of Seduction, like you touch the people that are actually like beyond
Right.
what they actually see down here, because
Right.
you literally have the bullets here, the shotgun shell, or you either have the Holy Bible or the Art of
A
Seduction.
lot
So
going
it's
on.
like,
And it could even seem a bit like conflicting, different things. You have the Bible, but then yet you have a
Right.
gun,
Got
or you have
guns,
condoms.
right.
There's like, it's very conflicted
Yeah.
because there's some good, as far as good nature there, but it's just where you're surrounded at, you kind of have to adapt. So I think it was just a dope cover for like it being your debut album. Did Dr. Dre have any touches on this?
None. He hadn't even met him yet, I don't think.
Okay.
I think this is the album that made Dre like, I gotta find this kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure on that because I thought that Dr. Dre had some influence here, but I didn't see
Dr.
him
Dre
as a
shakes his
producer.
hand. He's like, "This is a good kid in a very mad city."
All
Yeah.
prophetic.
Around the Good Kid, Mad City time is when Dre kind of had some influence.
Okay.
This is before Dre.
Pretty dope. So since we're on that subject, let's talk about the album cover. The album cover has, for those who are listening, Elzai written in the famous way that he writes it out with the lowercase e,
Yeah.
capital LZ, because he used to be called LZ, but he spelled it differently and put Elzai. Then underneath it has the title of the album, the preface. Behind it, there's like this sick, like wallpaper. It's like gold. And then it has him like with his eyes over the book, like if like he was from Home Improvement or something, like looking over the fence. But he has the D hat for Detroit, so he's repping Detroit to the fullest. He has a book that actually has the preface as the title, which is dope. So it's like you're literally in his book, and that's fitting as a writer. He's like an author.
Even the way he's wearing his hat, like
To the side, yeah.
how they call it, how they'll call it in like Chicago, Detroit. His hat is broke off. That's
Yeah.
kind of how that's their lingo, and like how different areas have different things that mean different things.
Right.
Whereas obviously L.A. you got gangs and colors and stuff. Whereas places like Chicago and Detroit is literally how you wear your hat. It means something.
Yeah.
Wear it a certain way. It means you're from a certain area, or you might be from a particular gang or from a particular neighborhood, wherever. So he's kind of paying a nod to, I don't know what particular area. I'm not from Detroit, sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
But I do know that how you wear your hats, they mean something. So wearing it that particular way, if you from Detroit, you'll be like, oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nod. If you're from like Chicago, if you get it, you'll get it.
I like the style too, because the style of the artist, the patterns on the book and on the wallpaper, it reminds me of like a Renaissance time, the Renaissance era. It reminds me of that. So just even that style, tells you that you're going into story mode. You're going into this magical land that he's going to like paint the picture for in these tracks, which is also dope.
Well, and he leaves you to be curious because
Yeah.
you see his face on the album cover, and you're like, "What is he reading?"
Yeah.
Oh, so this album is called The Preface. Let me see what he's reading. Maybe this is him reading it out to us.
Yeah. Yeah. So the whole album in itself is like that big book. That's pretty crazy.
With his hat tilted like that, CC Sabathia would be very, very happy seeing it. CC Sabathia used to come pitching like with his hat tilted like this.
It's pretty sick. Sick album cover. Definitely a classic. I mean, now that you look back at it,
Oh, for sure.
this is one of his classic albums, that people will like come up to him and ask him about. He has some other classic ones too. I really just like his journey though. Let's go into the album cover itself. This album cover, I'm going to describe it for our listeners who aren't able to see. We have an image of Dell standing or kind of kneeling in the center, and then he's holding, I think, what it looks like to be like some sort of music player with the logo of hieroglyphics on there, the three-eyed face. The three-eyed face. He's just rocking a hoodie, has a cap on. He's standing in front of, it looks like some sort of like downtown, like maybe like a downtown China or some sort, in some city, somewhere probably in the Bay. The title's at the top, No Need for Alarm. You have Dell written in this comic funky style.
Yeah.
Which is dope. The funky Homo sapien. And then you also have this comic strip on to the left side, but instead of like featuring a character, you have Electro presents.
And
then
like
the
where they would
dates.
have the DC or the Marvel insignia.
So pretty cool. I don't know what this logo is underneath that. There's a logo of somebody with headphones on, maybe just one of the characters that he's created. But I thought that was pretty cool. The logo of hieroglyphics itself, I always thought was like, I didn't know what it was. I just saw 3 dots and a line. So I was like, what? I didn't get the logo, but from what I understand, it's a 3-eye, face, which I think plays to their first album, Third Vision.
Yep.
3-Eye Vision.
3-Eyed Vision. There you go. Yeah. So that was pretty dope.
It's about to open up your third eye, man.
Yeah. That whole album cover of hieroglyphics was dope, by the way, because you have the pyramids in Egypt, plus that title, the third eye, and then like the whole concept of that hieroglyphics, sick concept, man. But talking about this album cover, what do you guys think about this one? Is there anything that jumps out to you, or anything that's unique? or different about this one?
I mean, one, it highlights his creativity to basically make an album cover appear like a comic.
Yeah.
I think that's just dope within itself. It's like you got like Dale, the funky Homo sapien.
Yeah.
It's like Dale is large and loud with an exclamation point, and you got the rest of his name still kind of in a cartoonish type of font. So I thought
kind of saying like, really, you could just call me Dell for sure.
Yeah.
But then you got the full name.
Absolutely.
And with it being in the similar fashion to that of a comic book, you, upon listening, kind of going within this comic book,
Right.
you understand that this gentleman is animated,
Right.
to a certain extent.
Yep.
Right.
So it's the guy, Dell at this point kind of has the vision of album creative under his belt, because I mean, you get the characteristics of his style, and then you understand, hey, look, the comic book, well, the main thing of a comic book is all illustration.
Right.
So you can, he has those chops already locked in, and to what he wants to do. It's the vision for the album, because you can go half-assed on a major release album cover, and people won't remember it. Or you can be as creative as Del the Funky Homo Sapien is in this effort, or be as memorable as what is it? DMX's Blood of My Blood.
Oh yeah.
And be totally doused in blood and just remembered like that.
You may not remember one song, but you remember the album cover.
TLC, Crazy Sexy Cool. I know it's embedded in my mind how that looks. Just albums of that sort.
Yeah.
I do like the color scheme on here, because there's a lot of red, there's orange.
Yep.
That really pops out. And then the red playing to the alarm theme. No need for alarm.
Like hazard signs and emergency systems.
That pops out. Tying the title with the album after listening through, how do you think that ties together with the album as you listen to it, with the No Need for Alarm?
I mean, for me, I look at it like, no need for alarm. You got a dope MC right here. That's how I check it. That's how I listen. That's my tie-in. I mean, without having any knowledge of it, that's the tie-in I get. No need for alarm with all the the bullshit that's going on in hip hop. Check this out. No need for no need for alarm when you listen to this album.
I like that play. How you see it, Mark?
So
no need for alarm.
No need for alarm. With Dell's album calling it No Need for Alarm, it's more reassurance. It's just the reassurance of like, hey, I got this. Listen to this. I got this.
Maybe like a way of saying like, have no fear. Dell's here or something like that. Like, no need for alarm.
Oh yeah, no need for alarm.
Yeah.
Del the Funky Homo Sapiens here.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
I like it because one of the tracks, I forget which one, he actually kind of iterates the whole title and saying like, there's no need for alarm if you're a friend. Like, you're good. Yeah. No need for you to worry about me coming as battling you. Now, if you're my enemy,
Different
now you
story.
need to be alarmed. So I think that's also another layer to this, which is dope. You know, just showcasing his prowess and how don't get it twisted like the tea that we got, but like
Saving, it's getting ready for the sponsorship.
Speaking of twisted, can't give him that yet. Can't give him that until we get paid. But what I will say is like, you know, just that whole thing, because his debut album was more concepts, which is dope. Like that's tight.
Yeah.
But this sophomore album is more about, I got lyrical prowess too.
Right.
You know, so I thought him doing that on this album really shows you like he's still not one to be messed with. You know, he's someone that still got it lyrically, you know, and to the fact that you pointed out, he even called out Tretch's name, which is very bold to do.
Yeah.
You have to have some absolute confidence to call out a name like that, because, you know, in those days, a simple name mention could be taken so
It could be out of
Yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah.
you might not
Out
even
of
mean it. You might not
context.
even mean it as a diss.
Right.
But just the mere mention of my name, you might get
Tupac
toe
would
up
take
on.
everything as
Oh
a
yes.
diss, you know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like,
Perfect example.
Yeah. That's like getting CC'd in a work email.
yeah.
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 Like what am
Like,
I doing in this
yeah,
song?
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
on.
you don't want to be CC'd and per my last
for our last for my last email.
where are we at with this? CC their manager?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so I think that even in itself is kind of bold. I didn't really take it that way, but Tretch could have easily took it that way. I don't
Could've.
know if he did or didn't, but
He could have.
And it's about the way that the people interpret it and relay the information to Tretch.
Right.
Relay the information. Say even if we just look at it at a general perspective, where
Yeah.
you get dissed or you don't, it just it goes to the beauty of the eye of the beholder. It's like it's how they interpret it to you.
yeah, because he did
No,
mention,
it's like he's talking shit about you. He said this.
yeah, he said pin the tail on the. He mentioned that song, pin the tail on the donkey, so it was referenced.
Yes.
So that was interesting.
Can't wait to
Makes you
take
waste
A lot of I would say maybe 20% of rap beefs
Yeah.
started from misunderstandings of a lyric.
You know,
Yeah.
that's so funny. Like we talked about KRS-One and that whole thing with MC Shan, all over a big misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Literally. Complete misunderstanding. Common and Ice Cube, similar type thing.
Tupac, Biggie, there was a misunderstanding. With the who shot you?
A lot of beefs, unfortunately, started from misunderstandings.
That's true. That's true. All right. So
Early.
Just
Literally, we're talking 40
like
years
the,
later.
He's like the Apple
Yeah.
of like what Apple did for
Yeah,
computers
yeah,
early.
yeah.
It's what he did for the West Coast
He was
and
a
hip hop in
blueprint.
general.
He was a
early.
blueprint. He became a blueprint.
basically, yeah, basically. Talking about his album cover now. So we're talking about the 10th album that he released. This one, let me describe it for those who are listening. We have Too Short as the top title, covering from left to right. Underneath that, you have Getting It, which is the title of the album.
Yeah, the money font.
Parentheses, album number 10. And then behind it, you have an old picture of himself in like kind of like a suit,
Yeah,
like a white suit coat, some slacks. He looks young, probably looks like about, I'd say 6.
well,
7.
since he was short, it's probably
He might have been like 12.
It looks like this is what is this, a Mustang?
it looks like that's a Mustang.
Yeah.
That's one thing with Too Short albums. Every few albums, you're gonna get a fly car on the album
Yeah,
for
you get a
sure.
fly car with
He's-
it's a
he's
convertible
good
top
for that.
Mustang. Yeah.
He good for that.
And then it's in a hue that's like a orange reddish hue.
Yeah,
Thoughts about the album and the title, Getting It.
I mean, for me, the color of it just screams sunny,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just feels like a Cali breeze drive.
Cali.
I
Cali,
think
yep.
Cali riding around listening to Getting It, like
Right.
that particular song.
In the car.
It just
Yeah.
feel like that song to me embodies the album cover.
knowing that drop top ain't staying on the top for
Yeah.
long.
You know what I'm
Nope,
saying?
nope.
All right. I just remember like going to my uncle's barbershop in LA and one of the barbers there, she used to play this song a lot. Like this was like one of her go-tos was Getting It. So every
Yeah.
time I hear it, I get those memories. I'm
This
just
is
like,
one.
man.
I mean, one of my top 5 songs of all time, hip hop wise, is "I'm a Player."
Oh, that's my favorite Too Short song.
Yeah, that's like my top 5 songs of all time.
It's my favorite Too Short song.
Boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
That's my
Can
favorite.
we even have a little quick point for the gents out there? I think this is important to say too, because throughout our times, as successful men, there's instances where we still have to get it in the terms of the employment sector, the general work sector, and for those people in the street pharmaceutical industry, you definitely have to get it in your own respect as well. But going like that, we do experience the highs and lows, the uncertainties of these things, because in some instances, we go in with this blind ambition with nothing backing it to a certain extent. There's instances that come into play where we actually need songs like Too Shorts, where we need that actual reinforcement of
like a boost
of the lyrics,
Man.
of us singing the lyrics to ourselves to bump us up.
Self-esteem boost.
So
Great point.
I would want to mention that to everybody, because this is going to resonate with the men most importantly. But it's Too Short. Too Short plays an important part with songs like these, and there's
Andrew Tate of rap. I mean,
see, Too Short was escaping the Matrix in the 80s.
He was early.
Early. But yeah, it plays super important. It plays super
Andrew
important.
Tate's
to
like,
us.
I listened to Too Short. Yeah,
I really think Too Short's a phenomenal man. But all in all, it's super important to hear songs like that actually give you the boost, because there's times where it's like you don't feel like doing certain things, like you going to work, doing what you need to do,
Working out,
doing stuff. But sometimes you need to get that reinforcement. I'm a player. And I'm playing just to play.
That pep in your step.
Not that you do it, partakes. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But you just need that little pat on the back. Too Short gives you a nice little pat on the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's true, man. And I mean, it's somewhat of a negative, but it's just the truth. I mean, we've all, had, women issues in the past. And for me, at least, one of the easy ways to get over it or move on, you throw on some of that classic Too Short. I feel much better.
You're giving away the cheat code, G.
I'm just saying, like, I know it could be hard. It could be depressing. You know what I mean? Getting dumped, getting rejected, whatever. I'm telling you. I'm not saying to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying that release, it is, at least for me, it was healthy in my younger years, I could say.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a really great point.
For sure. I've always felt that way.
Yeah, I feel like Getting It is definitely that, because this is his 10th studio album. So it's almost like he's giving advice, you better be out there getting it. It reminds me of EPMD, talking about like that business mindset, making sure you're hustling and going out there, and and then his whole career story is in itself like a rags to riches kind of deal. Like, he started as a dropout in high school and just he didn't know which avenue he was going to take. Now rap took off,
That was it.
So even that in itself is a story or a testimony of like success. And then I like how like the writing of Getting It almost looks like it's like dollar bill writing.
Yeah, you said money font.
Yeah, like a money font. So that's pretty dope too.
This is.
Talking about the album cover, the album cover has its own. I mean, Kanye West, made the top dog decision on making this the album cover.
Can I be real with this on the first take?
Go ahead.
So one of my I subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels, right? But my main thing is like I really like looking at when people go to like foreclosed mansions and like explore. This looks like footage from a foreclosed mansion.
Yeah.
And they're actually zooming in on the kitchen like it was just unkept.
Yeah, like if you see this on Judge Judy, like this is how they left it. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
but yeah, so let me describe this for those who are listening. So what we're looking at is, and this is the album cover. What we're looking at is an image of Whitney Houston's bathroom. Which is very luxurious as far as like the tile, the cupboards, the gold faucet handles, and you can see like a lot of her fancy stuff, whether it's jewelry, makeup. This is a very pixelated image that I have, but in the mix of all that chaos, you have the drugs, you have cocaine, you have other things in here. I think maybe alcohol and perhaps there's just a lot going on in that mix. A lot of stuff that makes you think, she's had some struggles, which obviously we know she has, and she's admitted that, to her own, give her credit, because it takes one to realize that of yourself, and she's openly admitted that.
Yeah, she did.
So that was kind of a big deal because the Whitney Houston estate didn't appreciate that, didn't really like that.
Absolutely not. Understandably so.
Right, but I get also why it was chosen to be the cover. I think Pusha T has talked about this because it represented, the luxurious point to the album, as well as like the street level of how dirty and grimy it could be with drug, infestation in the streets, and the impact it has on people's lives. It doesn't matter whether you're living the high lifestyle or not. Like, it still is going to get, like, the infiltration will still, get the best of us.
Yeah.
So what do you guys thought?
Yeah, I got three things. One, just a quick story on the cover.
Yeah.
Push said he went and shot a whole cover. Like, I did a photo shoot.
You already had it all picked out.
We're gonna do. I took
the title
pictures.
picked out.
It's everything. Like, we're doing this, and then literally in the middle of this photo shoot, Kanye texts him like, "Yo,
1 a.m.
Yeah, that's not gonna be the cover. Like, this is gonna be the cover."
Yeah.
Like, what?
He wanted to go with the title King Push, I believe, for this album.
Originally.
Yeah.
And then they went with Daytona, as in it was a play on the luxury of time.
Yeah. But it's such a genius move, though, too, because even though, it would be dope to have an album King Push and Pusha T on the album cover, this does, for some reason, hit stronger as far as the message. Like, it's a visual, artistic representation of the actual album. Like, I feel like when I'm listening to it, that's like visually representing what I'm listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then one other thing, he said it was also supposed to represent organized chaos.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what it is. Like, it's a bathroom. It's where obviously you get clean, but obviously it's stuff everywhere, and you got the drugs in there and all of that. And I didn't plan this T-shirt.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't plan this with the Bobby Brown shirt.
I just was like
This
thinking
wasn't
about
planned.
it right now. I was like,
literally just grabbed this. This wasn't planned. Bobby Brown didn't appreciate it either. He was very, very, very upset. But I mean, Kanye paid for the picture. Really wasn't much they could do.
I'm speaking out of this out of the inexperience. Was this the last day photo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's just regular.
It's just a bathroom of her house.
Correct.
Because remember, she passed in a hotel.
Yeah.
This was just her house.
Right.
Just a random.
And he
picture
paid pretty penny for that. He mentioned it was like $85,000.
Crazy money.
For the photo?
For the
Just for
license
the
of
picture.
that photo. Yeah.
I don't know where he found it. I don't know how he
I
got
was
it.
like, no wonder he didn't put any font or anything. He's like, I'm getting all the real estate of this photo.
Yeah.
Yep. He just put the picture on.
The title Daytona. I mean, what do you guys think as far as like the connection to the album of that?
Well, like I said, when Push said it stood for Rolex Daytona being his favorite watch, and he said there was a metaphor of the luxury of time in the sense that he doesn't have to rush to put music out because
that's the best feeling too.
Because of all the moves he's made with Kanye and business ventures and this, that, and third, to where I can put out an album every 2-3. I don't have to rush to put albums out. Like, I think his last album came out about 2.5 years before this one. Yeah. So he does, like, Push doesn't make albums every year. It's like, I think it went like 2013,
I think
15,
that's okay
18.
because, like, I don't know if albums are meant to be put out every year. Like, how do you live and really talk about something real if you're not?
What do you have to talk about? I mean, when you take 2-3 years off in between, you got something to talk about.
Yeah, right.
So that was, the plan in between the last album and this one. So that was the metaphor, the luxury of time.
So we're going to talk about the album cover now. The album cover, I'm going to describe it for those who are listening. It's in this tint that you would see maybe like on an Instagram. It's like a yellow tint, and it's the ambassador. He's kneeling down, kind of like on, I don't know if it's like he's on a pavement of some sort. He's wearing the classic Tim boots. He has a hoodie on, the baggy, classic pants. He's me mugging, looking at you. So he's very, tough. And then it reads, the cross movement presents, and on the top left, the ambassador. In the center is Christology in layman's terms. And he has the Holy Scriptures, the Bible, laying on the floor, like ready to just go onto your level and bring it to you, raw. That's what I kind of gather from that. What do you guys kind of take away? Let's just looking at this album cover.
I mean, I was curious because since I hadn't heard of him, I had to, kind of look him up to see where he was from.
Yeah.
So I saw he was from Philly. So now seeing the Timbs, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is very East Coast sounding. I knew, because I listened first, then I found out where he was from afterwards. So I was like,
I guess, and to that, like he started in Philly. I guess his father took him to New York. So then he started living there for some time.
Okay.
And then I think he went with his mom's to the South or something like that.
Okay.
So he kind of been in all those kind
around.
of parts. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say sonically, for the most part, very East Coast sounding album for sure.
Very East Coast sounding.
For sure. And again, the brief kind of clue in the album is the Timbs.
Yeah.
You know
yeah, exactly.
You see the boots. He's
exactly.
He's kind of telling you without telling you.
The album has if he's looking at us, so this kind of looks like a point of view of us, like either praying down on the ground and then looking up, and he's like giving us the word of God.
Okay, I see you.
So it's because he's looking directly at us. It's not, this actually shows that like, okay, now it's perspective. We're actually at a lower angle to him.
Yeah.
And what is he doing? He's probably praying over us.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That perspective is interesting.
Yeah.
I see it as he's leveling with you. He's bringing the word of God to you on
Whatever level you
streetwise.
are,
You know what I'm saying? Like he's bringing it on that level.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is dope because he's coming he looks very confident in what he's speaking on. He looks intelligent. Like you gather all that just by his pose. He has the fists. Like he's very confident and bold with it, which is dope.
With the term Christology, it does prompt you to believe that he's going to give you an education of
like
sorts.
a theological
For sure.
discussion on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just like Christianity. It's Christology. There's a whole
The study of.
study of. Yeah.
Knowledge.
In layman's terms.
Yeah.
Christology. in
Let
layman's terms.
me break it down for
Break
you.
it down to
Yeah.
you to a level you can understand.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's something dope about that. So yeah, I mean, I guess we just kind of tied it right there. The title of the album with
And his MC name's inviting.
Yeah.
Because imagine if like you just catch somebody, hey, who you listening to? Oh, the ambassador. And then you kind of feel like, should I know him?
Right.
yeah,
Like, am I hip hop enough?
yeah.
Should I know
Did
him?
I miss the boat?
Then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, dang, he is nice. And then he's like, yeah, he's a Christian rapper. And after that, it's like, it's up to you to be like, man, he's still nice though.
Yeah, he's kind of like an Apostle Paul with it, like the way he can single-handedly spread this message in a powerful way. Single-handedly.
Yeah.
That's what, the Apostle Paul did in according to the Bible. Very big influence in spreading the gospel. And in this way, he's like spreading the gospel, but like through hip hop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the things that I heard him say was like hip hop has been used in such a way where they glorify different things.
Right.
And he saw that at an early age and was just like, let me take hip hop and let me glorify the Father and show people, like a showcase of who he really is through the means of hip hop.
Yeah.
Because hip hop is used that way. And I think Lupe Fiasco's talked about that as an educator. These guys are like educator MCs, I would call it. Lupe Fiasco talked about like you could communicate hip hop to anybody to dance. It's teaching some how to dress. It teaches you how to walk, talk. Like hip hop is a means to teach. And that's the vehicle that the ambassador is choosing to use here, but to spread the gospel in, just like what this in 1999 is like, it's too much. It's too much, too early for his time.
Right.
He should have been, like dropped, like you said.
I'm telling you, if he came out about 10 years later,
Yeah.
he'd be on a whole different plane. It's just at that time, yeah, folks weren't ready for it yet.
Right.
They just weren't ready for that level of conviction within the gospel.
I saw Mark's failed attempt at trying to charge this phone, but
foolish.
the charger is just like short enough where it can't read.
It literally that cord is short.
And
is
me
too
knowing
short to
this-
box with God.
Oh,
Me
Lord.
knowing this, I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah, you just let me.
Well, it's fully charged, so you're.
right.
Oh, okay, good.
But yeah, so we just talked about the album cover. I think it's a dope album cover. Great way to introduce us into for a debut album, The Ambassador, and like who he is. Like it's a great intro. Like, dang, this dude's raw. I'm bringing it to you straight. But back to J. Rue. Album cover. This album cover. I mean, right away from the beginning. Let me just say for the listeners. I have to describe it first, but it's very like if you're visually watching this, you can't help but see this. Anyways, J. Rue the Damager is the title, like on the title of this cover on the very top, and then the actual title of the album is on the bottom. Interestingly, like if it's rising, like as the sun rises in the east. Also, this is dope because the sun literally does rise, from the east, which is New York, which is where he's from, Brooklyn. So that's dope. And then, of course, you have the Twin Towers, very iconic in the 90s. But in this sense, it's actually on fire. Mm-hmm. And this was this was something that a lot of, I think, MCs, kind of took shots at, about, I think, Biggie even himself.
Blow up like the World Trade.
And it's the reason why I laugh because it's just like, 9/11 being one of those things that like people like would look back and do conspiracy videos like, like, did they know this? Was it predicted? Or, and I could picture them using this album cover as like one of those images.
Where J. Rue the Damager had the inside.
Yeah, I guess it was a bombing in '93.
Yeah. So that bombing in '93 is the reason for the blow up like the World Trade for Biggie.
And we see different images. I think at Simpsons they had an image of this.
Where Bart holds up the pamphlet that says that kind of says 9/11 next to the World Trade Center.
Mario Brothers, the movie, also had an image of the Twin Towers falling.
Oh, and then the countless Back to the Future videos we've seen.
Find out 30 years.
Yes, sir. What's with the wire?
What's with the wire?
That video was so
too many drinks, too many conspiracy videos, and us like, oh man, it is for real.
No way. That was probably the best video, by the way.
So funny.
Anybody ever covering
the pines are the towers.
The pines are the towers. Pines towers.
What I'm looking at here is that the sun is so close to New York is that it's touching these buildings. Ooh. So then that means that the building that's getting eaten up the most is actually the most furthest back.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
So
it reminds me of Busta Rhymes' first album cover too. What was it called again?
Oh, The Coming?
No, the first one.
We just covered it.
We covered it a while back.
No, about something we did cover it. It was not Armageddon. It was
Annihilation. No, I don't know why I'm forgetting it, but I'll look it up right now. But anyways, it reminds me of that album as well.
Something event.
Yeah.
Extinction level event.
Yeah, extinction level event.
Something event.
Yes.
You were that
Coming
close.
up next on That's Hip Hop.
You were that close. Something event.
The font reminds me of the font from the short-lived cartoon, the animated series Tasmania.
Okay.
Remember, if you put up the Tasmania thing, it kind of matches the same thing.
See, I was thinking like the yellow letters. They remind me of Set It Off.
Oh yeah. So the font
from Set It Off.
It's funny that you mentioned that because there was a lot of like urban strife movies that always use the typewriter font.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Set It Off did use that.
Yeah, because you can see the offness, like if
it literally looks like
the letters are off a little bit.
Just like the movie Set It Off as far as the title.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the underlining keyword there is rises.
Yeah, and then the sun can be used as for like SON.
Of course.
That's always going to be the whole
right.
Yep.
The metaphor and everything.
I call you sun because you shine like one.
Yeah. Method. Yeah, so I mean that's a pretty cool album cover. It's also, I want to note that it's like nighttime, it's dark, so it's like the realism, like the street, like danger, like you get like that, also the grit in there.
And
like
he got the serious meme mug.
Yeah, and his palms fisted.
I'm not playing.
He could be the sun in this album cover too.
That he's literally the one
He's
rising.
the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also another dope play. Yeah, dope album cover though. This is like a very sick album cover.
Oh yeah, one of the best.
That's crazy.
Watch when we.
So let's talk about the album cover, Dilated Peoples, the platform.
Mm-hmm.
You have that at the top, and then you have they're in the subway. Well, actually, Dilated Peoples isn't in this album cover. It's just a picture of the underground subway
Yes.
in LA. Few actually know that we have an underground subway in LA.
And
which is
fewer actually want to go on it and not get stabbed.
So, and then you have Dilated Peoples, our logo, which is the all-seeing eye sort of on the body, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like kind of this map that's all kind of coming to a center point, which is to their logo, which is pretty cool.
Where the eye is essentially the Grand Central Station of
right
the
Each direction you have the title, the tracks of the album.
being stops.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah.
So you see the subway lines. You see the general meeting point is the iris
Yeah.
of the dilated pupil, which is dilated peoples.
Yeah.
The track listings are the stops throughout the where like all the stops would be tracks taking you to a destination. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kinda
That's kind of cool.
And then where the center point again. I've always liked the idea of this. I thought this was a sharp album design. And then even after that, even further in the background, you have the actual subway station in the back.
And this is kind of just metaphorical. It's underground.
Mm-hmm.
In LA.
There it is.
You know,
Underground LA. There you go.
that's also pretty dope. I want to find a website that shows us also like the back covers and the inside because there's more artwork. You know, the cover's not the only piece, but what do you guys think? You know, how is this cover you think significant, or how does it relate to the platform as the album title?
Well, the platform's going to be where the people are standing on. That's called the platform.
It's literally the platform.
Yeah, that's called the platform. So it's going to be the waiting area. I mean, pretty much the waiting area before the train takes you to the destination. So yeah, you'll hear like in NYC, you'll hear the bing bong, and then like step away from the platform as a train comes in, stuff like that.
Right.
Bing bong for the Knicks, baby. Just had to do that. Sorry, guys.
Just had to do that. That's kind of cool too, because the train, them waiting or on this platform. Also, another symbol could be like them getting on the train before the train takes off. They're on this platform.
Yeah.
Before they get into the train, and the train is their career or whatever.
And each stop is one of the songs in the
one
album.
of the songs in the album. That's pretty dope. Also, I think what's also cool is like when you look at their second album, it's of the airport. So it's like, they started underground, but now they're expanding.
They're taking flight.
They're taking flight.
The terminal. Is it called the terminal? What is it called?
No, expansion team, I think, or something.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah. Talking about the album cover, I wanted to pull up. I wanted to also start pulling up not just the album cover, but also the back and the insides, if possible. So I got the back cover as well on this one on the Black Sheep album cover. What do you guys think? Well, let me describe it for those who are listening, because you guys are very important. What we're describing here is the album cover for Black Sheep, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. In the top left, you have Black Sheep's logo, which is just a black and white font of Black Sheep. And then underneath it, the title of the album, which is A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. You have Mr. Long and you have Drez. They're just kind of like, kind of posing just like reminiscent of KRS-One and on his album. And like, just like that duo, the dynamic duo, again, reminiscent of
Scott LaRock, yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Ali. So many names sometimes to remember. But then they're in the midst of this flock of sheep, which is cool, and just going to the name of their group. And then they're wearing all black. So they're the black sheep, literally, in this flock of sheep. They're both fly as fuck. You like, just, man, they got the charisma.
And that fade that Mr. Long got, what?
Yeah.
Like that fade right there, like
Mr. Long Fade.
Man, that fade is a work of art in itself.
Right. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like Wow.
Fly cuts, man. It was so important to the charisma as well. You know,
That
just being
mattered back
fly.
then. That mattered back then.
This album cover was more than likely done at the same time as Flavor of the Month, the music video.
Okay.
Because in Flavor of the Month, they have
That's
a bunch of
right. They're in the
sheep. They're in the
field.
Grass Valley.
That's right. Yep.
We also want to point out one detail that I see where the importance of actually keeping the white sheep all together.
Yeah.
In the backside of the album cover, you do have a sheep herding dog.
Oh yeah. That's
So
right.
this dog is literally doing circles around the sheep
Yeah,
herd,
yeah.
just trying to make sure they get the perfect shot. And the symbolism's there. I mean, they are the wolf, they are the black sheep, but they're also a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Right.
So amongst all the sheep around there, they are the wolves.
And the album proves true to that because they're kind of like dogs in a way, like as far as like, you know, they're trying to pull, you know, as far as like trying to run game and get the ladies, the fly ladies out there. And, you know, so it kind of holds true to like what they're, you know, even delivering musically, sonically.
I mean, that title could mean so many things,
Yeah.
from what you just mentioned to, I mean, you could even talk about it, you know, from the industry perspective.
Right? Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Talk about it from, you know, consciously.
Yep.
I mean, it's so many.
That's true.
That title is so layered from
It is.
who they are, what they represent. It's amazing.
That's mad true.
We very underrated album cover.
Yeah.
It honestly should be up there because the few that I remember, it's just De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising.
Classic.
The Low End Theory.
Illmatic.
Was it
Illmatic,
Illmatic, Death Certificate. We
Ready to Die is another
just like this, and this kind of has the same type of framework as Ready to Die, black and white and red, you know, stuff like that. But it's they're black sheep, and why not have sheep in the mix of this? Why not just do it like this exactly?
Yeah,